Well, it seems my iPhone camera doesn't like the cold, so it just ran out of batteries um, halfway through that outdoor broadcast. But yeah, no, as I was saying, one of the guys who got back to me after the email I sent out was the communications guy from the Health and Wellbeing faculty at Sheffield Hallam University. Now, they'd worked with Michael Mosley on this new idea of doing, instead of aiming for 10,000 steps a day, which is a was originally a marketing thing by some Japanese pedometer manufacturers, however many years ago. Fun fact of the day there. They reckon that actually 3 blocks of 10 minutes is a more effective way of improving your health, not just fitness but health, and making sure that those 10 minutes are done briskly. So that aside, it was that was fine. He got back to me and said if I wanted to speak to the guy who ran the research and maybe even come up for a tour of the university faculty, then I'd be more than welcome to. And actually, I've been thinking about this over the weekend, thinking that could be quite a good idea. It's something I remember when I was a personal trainer. And I was working with lots of clients at the time, and because I was working out of a gym, I had a lot of access to a lot of potential data in terms of a lot of subjects of people who were exercising. I figured, well, wouldn't it be interesting to do some kind of study, just run my own study, and set up controls and do this, that, and the other. And of course, I never did it. But it did make me think that it would be, I'd love at some point to be involved in some study of some description, and or at least be close to it, close to some study. So I'm looking at this and thinking, well, this could be an opportunity to do something that I've always kind of had in my mind as to be something I would like to do. I mean, I've no idea how it would work, what it would look like, if this would be the right place, the right approach to take, or what in fact I'd look at studying and investigating. But I think that this is an opportunity that's worth investigating. So the reason I think that's relevant to all of this is that I kind of have this notion of being, if you're creating the research, if you're studying and you're looking into things, I've got a lot of evidence and I've got a lot of anecdotal evidence. I've got a lot of people that I've worked with, and I've got this kind of gut feel. I know what works. I've kind of done the study. I've got the experience, and so on and so forth. But to actually be close to the real scientific study, I think that kind of adds something very different to the messaging that I can share, and what I'm doing. Not just kind of look at me, aren't I amazing? I'm so clever. I've done this at kind of with PhDs and professors, and so you can't argue with me. It's not about that. It's more about having something different, and being the first to discover something, or being a part of some kind of groundbreaking, pioneering research. And whatever people think about the 10-minute thing that Michael Mosley's has been talking about. He obviously hasn't come up with it himself. He must have, in this show, I would imagine he's visited the university and he's talked to this guy, the lead researcher, and he's getting the word out there that this is a viable alternative to the 10,000 steps. How cool would it be to be involved in something like that, to be right there at the kind of the cutting edge, and to have been actually involved not just in bringing that information to the world, but to have been involved in creating that research in the first place. And I look at what I've got, what I have access to with my different groups, and like my social media groups, and the email list that I have, and all the other kind of points of data that I could collate, I could gather together, or at least use as part of some kind of study, with permission, of course, and having some real idea as to what I was doing, and doing it with actually in conjunction with somebody like this guy from Sheffield Hallam University. I'm thinking, yeah, okay, there's something in that. I'm kind of making things up as I go along here, but from there my mind works. It's just been, I did say yesterday, weekends are great for me for kind of just kind of mulling new ideas over, and thinking about things on an almost subconscious level, and that's exactly what's been happening over the weekend with this particular thing. So yeah, I've already emailed the guy back and said, yeah, I'd love to speak to the chap, and maybe come up for a tour of the faculty, and see where things go from there. So watch this space. I'll be following that up in the week, I imagine. Okay, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, very important. I'm looking at improving my subscriber content now, base now. I'm going all in with this. I'm even looking into making these productions a little more exciting and interesting, putting things like end screens on and doing all sorts of funky things that you can do on YouTube. Something for the last 77 days I've not done anything about or anything with, and I always said that I was going to do that. So I figured I'm gonna move swiftly into phase 2 of this habit building, this experiment I've been running, which is to start getting a little bit more involved with the production side of things, and also to actually start telling people about it and getting some subscribers, because I know that once I've got a certain number of subscribers, I can do different things with the channel as well, get out to more people. Cool. That's all for today. Subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.